On March 22nd, 2010, I had the chance to go to a wonderful place called Ollantaytambo, near the city of Cusco in Peru. While I was there, I filmed what is now my second documentary about the ancient ruins and the town itself of Ollantaytambo.
Mira, no, está poniéndose ahí.
I learned that the history of Ollanta, as the locals call it, is a living culture. This because every corner, every mountain, and every field are part of the history and tradition inherited from the great Inca culture. When I walked around the more than 200 archaeological sites, I saw villagers who kept their ancestral traditions. Today they live in the same houses and continue to carry on many of the same tasks that were done during the Inca times. There are many buildings and houses that had great treasures before the Spanish conquistadores became the lords of the land. While looking at the buildings, I was amazed to see how carefully worked and fitted are the stones in the walls. This is the Bath of the Nusta, the Bath of the Princesses. It is at the base of the ruins. A constant stream of water flows over a carved rock. This is our guide. I guess he told us his own personal version of the fountain.
Yeah, this is the representation. And here is the princess by how to treacherous and the prince the same top and the only and this watch the purification. Oh. It's okay? Mm-hmm. The clothes. And the open for a small water.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's very interesting for purification.
The town is nestled in the sacred valley of the Incas, built where two valleys meet. Ollantaytambo is dry from April to October and moist during the rainy season from November to March. It seems that the Incas used Ollantaytambo as a religious, civil, and military center. It is built with roads and irrigation systems taking the best advantage of the available space. The great Sapa Inca Pachacutec was the one who began the construction of Ollantaytambo. Pachacutec brought builders and stone masons from other parts of the Inca Empire to build this extraordinary work in stone. Ollantaytambo is covered with agricultural terraces. They start at the bottom of the valleys and climb up the surrounding hills. The terraces help the Incas in farming and take advantage of different ecological zones created by the different altitudes. The conditions allowed the Incas to grow species of plants and native to lower altitudes. Right next to the town is the complex commonly known as the fortress. Here we went. We climbed the massive stone staircase for perhaps 10 or 15 minutes. Trust me, it's not as easy as it looks. It takes a lot of your strength and energy, especially on a windy day, which was our case. The main functions of the fortress were religious. The way to get to the ceremonial center is a series of stairways that climb to the top of the terrace. The temple sector is built out of cut and fitted stones. It is accessed by a stairway that ends on a terrace with a half-finished gate and the enclosure of the 10 niches, a one-room building. Behind them there is an open space which hosts the platform of the carved seat and two unfinished monumental walls. The main structure of the whole sector is the Sun Temple, an uncompleted building that has the wall of the 6 monoliths. Carved on the rock are fine-lined figures and chacanas, the stepped cross that is a typical Andean design of the sun and the Southern Cross. Terraces at Ollantaytambo were built to a higher standard than common Inca agricultural terraces. For instance, they have higher walls made of cut stones instead of rough field stones. These are the Inca storehouses. Incas built many storehouses out of field stones on the hills surrounding Ollantaytambo. These storehouses were used to store agricultural foods. Can you see this profile? It is the god Tunupa or Viracocha, who from the Pincuyuna Mountain keeps an eye over the people of Ollantaytambo. Legend says that Tunupa was a messenger of the gods and he came to the town before the creation of the Inca Empire. One of the most prominent symbolic elements in the rock landscape of Ollantaytambo is carved in the shape of a human profile. This face on the side of the mountain overlooking the whole town is Tunupa. While the ruins tell the story about what it was like to live in the ancient city Ollantaytambo, the people, adults, and children today still carry on the old traditions. Seeing them playing around the ruins helps me imagine what life was like in ancient times. The trip to Ollantaytambo was a new experience. For the first time, I was able to see, feel, and breathe the Inca culture as a first-hand experience. As impressive as the architecture were the magnificent weavings with which the locals make their clothes. They keep a style and technique which hasn't changed since the time of the Incas. I hope in the future I get to come back to see Ollantaytambo again.